And hello. Just gonna get set up here, seeing if anyone wants to join in. We'll see about that. Da, 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 da. Okay, does say I am live now. Hi, hello, anyone who's just tuning in. My name is Joan, and I am the host of Ladies Fright podcast. Um, just to get into it, it's been an interesting day. I did my first ever premiere today of a video, and it was honestly a video I've been so excited about showing. And it is because I had like so many great guests that were able to join me for that. So, if you missed it, I did a series about, not a series, it's one episode. What am I talking about? Like, okay. I did an episode where I talked to a bunch of people who are considered skeptics. Some are even considered debunkers within this YouTube paranormal niche that is here on YouTube. And I asked them, like, what is the need for debunking and skepticism in the paranormal? And it brought up some interesting points and some interesting answers. And I was also really excited to like talk about or talk to, I should say, like an audience of people who are like, I don't know. It feels kind of mean because they're poking at my belief system and like empathize with people because it sucks. There's also that idea of like cognitive dissonance. So like if someone goes against something that you have of like as a core belief, even if they're presenting like facts and knowledge, often we will get defensive. It's just natural of us to do that. A lot of people also like when deconstructing from religious practices also describe like depression, but also feeling anger because it's a lot to break up that belief system. So I did want to like approach it from an empathetic standpoint because I think we've all, especially now, especially after the pandemic, we look at these creators, we we have that parasocial relationship with them. We get to look into their, what we think is their lives. It's usually just a display that they want to show. And we feel like we connect with them. And like, yeah, I've had times where I've even told my husband, like, oh, I think so and I could like hang out together. And like, I don't actually, but we are in a weird world where there are people who are at a celebrity status but are like obtainable to like interact with because they're they're normal people for the most part. So having someone then go actually that person that you thought that you could hang out with and that thought you thought was a good person, or like you almost had a friendship, like you felt like you had a friendship with them, you don't, but you almost feel like you do, they're actually not that great. They have bad intentions. It sucks to hear. So I also want to like talk to an audience that just kind of needed a little empathy and, just explaining and repeating things in a manner to like just help them understand a little bit like where debunkers and skeptics are coming from because like it feels harsh sometimes and I don't think that's the intention. um I know in that chat, people were talking about like not liking the term cynic. And I included that term because I don't think it's an applicable term to the people I talk to. Uh, in my mind, a cynic is someone who's not willing to engage with the argument at all. And if you are making YouTube videos talking about the paranormal, you're obviously engaging with the argument. Argument not being a fight, argument just being like one opinion versus another opinion, like argumentation, a debate, if you will. So I don't think anyone is a cynic. And that was like, sorry if I didn't get that point across. I don't think anyone's a cynic. I think it is like a mud slinging term that we often throw around. So, yeah, that's it. But thank you. And if you got to see that video, thank you so much. It's doing well for my standards. And I've seen a couple of people pop up in the comments that I'm excited to engage with later. So there's that. Let's get into Obelisk. So, Obelisk is this ARG or augmented reality game. It's more like an unfiction story, I should say that. There's not a lot of game elements. But it's made by this Lizardmeninc, and he in his bio says he's like 21, and I saw a couple of clips of this, and he's a VFX artist, and it's really cool what he has been able to do. And the story, I don't know too much about the story yet, but I do find it interesting. But like the visual effects I've seen from it are very creepy and reminds me a lot of a video game. And then there are times where it's like photorealistic. So I do find that interesting. It has been described as a surrealist piece. So I do believe there's going to be a lot of symbolism within the story. And I love some good theorizing about what could this mean. So if you're in the chat and you want to chime in and help out, I'd love to hear that. So I'm gonna share my screen now so we can get started on this. First off, make that theater mode because that's what we like to see. Share screen. Yeah. And then we're just gonna change the layout here just a little bit. Okay, perfect. So yeah, this is the start of Obelisk. I made a new friend. Do you want to meet him? He lives in here. Oh, he's in my closet. Can you see him? I cannot see him. No. Okay. So, looking around the room, I feel like it's a child based on the rabbit that's there. So, that's interesting. So, like a monster in the closet. Okay. Oh, I should say if like I'm saying like it's an unfiction or an ARG, it's usually a type of puzzle thing. So, I do like to look at it like it's a puzzle. So, oh, there he is. Oh, oh, okay. Do you see him? I do. I do. Oh, where'd he go? He doesn't like being watched. Do I have any other Fall Out Boy fans watching YouTube from the closet? No? No? Just me? Cool, cool. That's understandable. Well, I also want to remind everyone this is all VFX art. Where did he go? This is all created? I'm watching TV. Sometimes my friend comes to watch too. Fun. He is here. Oh, the cartoon's over though. You can go back to bed, right? He is upstairs. see him? I don't. And I don't want to, honestly. Oh. He is in my closet. Okay, let's get a look at this guy. Oh. Okay. Is that his hands or his feet at the bottom there? Like, is he on all fours crawling out of the closet? Because I do. Like, either is awful, but I kind of hate the idea that it's crawling out of the closet. Because that would suggest it's too large to actually fit in that closet. Okay. Do you see him? I do. I do see him. Okay. So that was one on the playlist. So we're going right into two. You're almost gone. Is that a person? Oh. 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 Okay. So this thing is getting on all fours again. So I have to wonder if it's the creature. I just want to slow it down for a second. Playback speed. Let's go a little slower. Do we see its face? Oh, ooh, just for like a second there. Kind of. Okay, I can't really tell if it's our same guy, but it looks like he's getting on all fours again. Okay. There is a door that's opening up in like a forest. This kind of reminds me of like those stories about like staircases in the middle of the woods, but also like if we're thinking about surrealism and we're like focusing on like symbolism, doors are gateways, typically are portals. Like kind of like think of like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Like it opens up and leads to something else. Forests tend to be very mystical and magical as well. So this finding a door in isolation and then like a house attached to it feels like it means something. Let's maybe see if we could figure it out. You don't need my play speed. Oh, hi. Who are you? Are any of you guys watching TikTok that who's like the worm guy? I forget what that worm thing is called, but he's all over. Marcus the worm. That looks like Marcus, but like the Eldritch God version of Marcus. Oh, was that door not open previously? Oh, it wasn't. Okay. So, whatever it was, did it go through that door? Okay. Sounds like a cat crying, maybe? I don't know. We have this door or the chair blocking the door. So something's trying to get into this room. Check on Abby. Who's Abby? Oh, okay, the chair's gone. Oh. This is giving like point and click game vibes. Very point and click game vibes. Oh. Okay, Abby's a baby. Oh! Don't. The doors were locked. Okay. So clearly this is dealing with a missing child as the best ARGs and apparently horror games now, especially with mascot horror, as all of them require, is missing children. I guess we assume that it was taken. It's just interesting to me that like you'd hear those sounds and you're like, I swear the door was locked, but why would you have a chair up against the door? And why would you have a chair up against the door unless you're like trying to keep things out? And if you were a parent with a child afraid of intruders, you would want the child in the room with you. Or like you wouldn't want to be hindered from getting to the child. So that, I don't know, that feels off. I have to assume like this thing is the thing that took the kid, right? Oh, I was also gonna say, I've noticed that like in this scene specifically, it looks very much like a liminal space, like the back rooms. I don't know if it's alluding to that, but it also makes me wonder if it is a nod to that short story, like the yellow wallpaper, where like a woman like starts going mad, and it's just like by staring at this yellow wallpaper. And I wonder if that is also like part of it. Oh, sorry. I recently found a strange abandoned house. It is a strange abandoned house. There are no other houses built around it, and it is seemingly in the middle of nowhere. It has no doors or windows. There are no obvious ways inside. I ended up finding a flat piece of wood that appeared to be hiding something. Behind it was an entrance to a crawl space. What is the secret this house is hiding? I don't know. I wouldn't go in. Oh, okay, we're in. The movement of the camera is so good. Like it does feel like someone is holding it legitimately. And like I do forget until like I like the texture of the floor is a little off, but like I do forget that this is not actually someone like filming just strange things. Like this was all computer created. It's a way inside. Wait, then what pushed that down first? I don't like that. Okay. It smells like burnt matches. Well, that sounds like it might be an electrical fire. I'd get out of there, just personally, if you're asking. Well, what is the design of this? Why is it like? Why is that hall like that? Uh, is this like an art piece? Because like it's not supposed to be up like that. And like that's obvious because like the cable is at the bottom, like where normally you'd plug things in. And it also looks like there's like a smoke detector or a fire alarm up there that you had to avoid. I guess you could be like life is turned upside down in some way. Things feel foreign. Things from a new perspective. Oh no. Oh, it's a light bulb. They've replaced it with that. And then there's a picture. There's like a picture of a door. Like there's meant to be a door there, but they didn't put it in. Do you guys see that? I'm not a fan of how skinny these hallways are. The door is tall. The door is tall. The door is tall. Some of the lights are on. That's what I was saying about like the burnt match smell. Could be like an electrical fire. You should probably get out of there. Once again, like the yellow walls. Oh! Ah! Ah! What was that? Who are you? Ah! Oh, okay. I'm not doing that again. But we all saw that, right? Oh, that was a big boy. Why would you look away? Why would you look away? Ah. I really don't like these skinny halls. Another room. Do we think that who's ever like filming this like didn't see that creature and that's why they're ignoring it? Or do we think they're ignoring it on purpose? Okay, this one's green, so it's different wallpaper. There's like school desks. An easel. What was this? Something God? Be still and know that I am God. That's a fun thing to have in this room. Cool. Okay, there's more doors. Okay, and based on the shadow, I think we are a person. I think more hallways. I think the skinny hallways like freak me out a little bit because like it doesn't allow for an escape route. And maybe that's the point too. It very much feels like a funnel. And I'm wondering with the point and click game, because like in point and click games, like you don't have a lot of options. Like you point and you click and that's what you do. You don't have very many options outside of that. You kind of just go along with the narrative. I do have to wonder if that's like the point and click's like a feeling of loss of control, especially that's when like the child was taken away. So that would make sense for that setting to feel like you're not fully in control of what's happening. Where this feels like you're being funneled, like you're being forced to go certain directions and there's not many escape routes and it's very confusing. I'm also going to say it is very much giving Doctor Who, giving the TARDIS like this house is huge and it was very small on the outside. It is very like big and confusing on the inside and I'm scared of it. Like legitimately I have a bit of anxiety, but I think I just feel like a jump scare is going to happen. There's a cross on this door, and it kind of gives like that ovals a little bit, almost like a gothic like church feel to it. Can you go down the dark way or up the staircase with the cross on it? Can't have any clue. Oh, the stairway to nowhere. The stairs go nowhere. Okay. Would you say like it's blocked by like a gate? Maybe there's a guy named Peter at the top waiting for you. I don't know. I don't know. Symbolism. Who's she? I don't like that hallway. Okay, we're going back. That room, I feel like that room we were just in has to also symbolize something else because, like, the colors are different in that room. There is less feelings of anxiety, like, because there's, like, more open space. It does have that, like, be still and know I am God, which I'm not sure what that exactly is. But, like, that, it feels like that also feels like it has meaning. Like the door in the forest, it feels like there's something more to that. No, don't zoom in. It's a door. Okay. We know it doesn't go outside. Oh, why is it up there? That's not where doors go. It's too high up to reach. Yep. Except for maybe that creature that was walking around. Yeah, that one. That's the one I was talking about. What are you? I don't know. Oh, it kind of looks like the guy from the... Oh, but no, it's not the guy from the closet. I know your face. Oh. Would you like to introduce all of us to your friend? Also, the no is capitalized. Interesting. I know your face. Oh, Graveyard. He is in here somewhere. Okay, another point and click game. crosses? Oh no, there's some white crosses. I was like, it's interesting that all the crosses are like black. It makes it feel like they're trying to make them stand out compared to like the other white headstones. But there are other ones that are white. Okay, we're looking for someone. What's that? Wait, what was that? Go back. Yeah. Oh, it's the crib. That's not a baby. What is that? Is that a caterpillar? An intern? I don't like the sound it's making. Oh! It's the thing that took her. Why were you looking for her in a graveyard? I have to assume that Abby is no longer with us. Why is she a caterpillar, though? Ooh. You're not how I remember you, Abby. I'm assuming Abby wasn't a caterpillar before. Okay, the closet and the blood spotter. That's where that guy was before. That is an odd closet. Why do you keep me here? I can't stay here. Oh, no. No. Okay, so we're back where we... Sorry, so we did the reverse of that first one. Okay, small world. Please forgive me. Okay. So if we're doing the reverse of what happened, and we wake up, it's like point and click again. So I wonder if like that's the loss of control. Why do you keep me here? Please forgive me. It feels like who's ever waking up was at fault for Abby's disappearance somehow. They said that the doors were locked, but they're trying to like protect themselves, and they barricade the wall. Or the door, I should say. Huh. Aw, little bird guys. Birdman's kind of popping out like that one guy in that one house, like with the hand first and then the neck. Okay.
How are things going?
I'm just thinking, I've had Goldie for years, and I had to bear him yesterday. It's just strange that he's gone now. Where do you think he is?
I'm not quite sure,
But some people believe that when a loved one passes away, a small piece of them can come back as something else to visit you when you're sad. I don't see why it'd be different for a fish. I'm sure he'd still want to come by and check up on you.
Why did it count? That seems odd.
Someone's at the door. Who would be out this late?
Okay, they count in fives and it counts up. And it's a little scary.
Hello? Who's at the door?
Okay. So the conversation was that Goldie passed away. Clearly, Goldie is like part of, you know, these birds question mark lives. They had like a picture of them, part of the established household, and they had to bury them. I think Goldie is clearly Abby, the baby, symbolism wise. And then it's interesting. So knocking 5 times. Well, the other bird was saying that like, when someone dies, like a piece of them comes back. And then this butterfly comes, which is a monarch. And I think that monarchs are specifically used during the Day of the Dead. Like that's part of the symbolism of the Day of the Dead, the souls coming back because they make such a long migration from Canada all the way down to Mexico. So they're off like they're associated with souls of people. So I wonder if like that's there. And there was the caterpillar. So is Abby also the caterpillar? So in death, Abby has changed. Who are these birds? And also, it feels like there's some like culpability, like there's some guilt behind Abby's death.
It's a butterfly.
I will say, like looking at the pictures, like those monster things do kind of look like the birds. So are the birds the monsters? I closed my bedroom door last night. Okay, lights won't turn on. Oh, is something else trying to turn on the lights? What's that in the corner? This whole house is dark. I don't like any of this. It's giving me so much anxiety. Okay. It smells like burnt matches. Oh, wait. Can we see the time? Because, like, it was 9 o'clock at the bird's house. No, I don't think they're going to let you see the time on that Felix the Cat clock. Is it Felix the Cat? No, I think it's just a cat. Never mind. I had a Felix the Cat clock in college. That's why. Is that the basement? Okay. Did we go down there? That door doesn't belong there. I hate that for you. Yeah, I would leave, personally, if you were asking me. Thanks for sitting us on the couch. Oh, okay, we're up now. Why do we have a window that leads into... Oh, no. No.
This can't be happening.
Oh. Is this the first time we hear him speak?
This can't be happening.
It is. This isn't my home anymore. Like, it doesn't feel like your home?
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
Okay. Chair with the door. Oh. Also, yeah, don't let things come out of your closet. Going back down. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. It's a bathroom. Cool. Remember how I said I hated the small hallway before? This is worse. I don't like this either. I don't like only one way in, one way out deals. It's a big chair. It's a weirdly shaped room again. Is that a door? Yeah. Oh, we're gonna go through it? I wouldn't. I don't like that door there. Who opened it? You need to try the light switch? Really? Oh, okay, good.
God damn it.
Not me getting jump scared by a light switch sound. There's a stairway down and a stairway up. I wonder what the symbolism could be. Up or down? What could it be? Oh, descending into hell. I mean, downstairs. Cool. Great. Love that. Not gonna look in that window? Haven't we seen that carpet? This reminds me of that SCP game. Hi, the Mr. Prism. Thank you so much for joining us. We're watching Obelisk. An upside down cross. Always a great sign. Love that for us. This is also feeling like, oh, didn't. I was gonna say that was starting to feel like when he was in the house. This is that ARG. Yes, it is an ARG. Um, so, uh, so like, ooh, stop. There we go. So an ARG, it's less an ARG and more what like you might call like an unfiction story. So an ARG is augmented reality game. This is a little bit more like a puzzle because it's surrealist and it is a lot of like puzzle piecing things together and a lot of symbolism involved. I have dreams that look like this exactly. So that's the other thing is this is all VFX. This is all like computer generated um Lizardmeninc. There we go. That's the name of the artist. 21-year-old who made this whole thing and he's been doing such a great job with such like realistic and I was also complimenting specifically the camera work where it feels like someone is holding like a camcorder like an analog something and I think it's done very very well. There are times that I forget this is not like a set built. Okay, so those are the stairs he just came down. I remember this room. I don't really like these dark hallways. I'm not into it. Oh, tight corners, even better for trying to run away. I don't like play a lot of video games, but I like watching other people play video games because I just like the story behind them and hearing things. And this feels a lot like right before the big chase scene in any video game where they try to get you in this small space and like you can only go forward but like you have to pick like left or right and make the right decisions. Yeah, it fooled me. It looks super realistic, right? It's really really good and he's only 21 and like making this. So like as I was saying before, in the paranormal YouTube atmosphere, there's a lot of people who are story crafting when they really should be like reporting history. And I think instead of giving them my like appreciation and stuff like that, um, I would rather watch people who know they are story crafting and are being creative for that purpose and making things like that. They know this is for entertainment and they're getting everyone involved, so I'd rather give my attention to that than to unhistoric accounts of things. I can recommend playing or watching Claire Obscure. I'll have to put that down. Right now, I've been very obsessively watching people talk about the story behind No, I'm Not Human. That has been so, so interesting to me. Um, do. Don't click any links. I need to figure out how to ban people. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. Hi. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm late and I'm confused. It's okay. We're all confused. Hi, Incognito. Yeah, so this is an ARG. It is called, it's an unfiction story, an ARG. It is called Obelisk. It is a surrealist piece that that we're just looking into. It was created by Lizardmeninc. He is 21. I think he's doing a great job. I would tell you the story, but I don't know it yet. It's very hard to piece. So far, like what we can kind of piece together is that there's this guy, and growing up, he had a creepy thing in his closet, and now he keeps finding weird places with creepy things in it. And I think his daughter is dead and went missing, and I think he feels like he's to blame for it. So, uh, do do do. No, I am not human is also one of those really weird ones with a lot of lore behind it. I know, and I love it. It's like, as I said, I don't play video games, but like I'm also obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy, which I will never play, nor do I care to play, because the lore is so ridiculous. So I love hearing about that. Nice to meet. It's nice to meet you too. So yeah, let's pop back into this. But yeah, if you have any video game suggestions, I most likely will not be playing them because I'm just bad at video games. And I just want to have other people play them and tell me about them. Just tell me the stories, honestly. I love that so much. Uh, oh, he's having a great day. Yeah, he's having a great life. There's been a lot. A lot has happened. A lot of bird-like people. And just as a reminder, too, go watch this original playlist. I will have it. I will link it again at the end of the stream. It is so good. This is all done as computer graphic art. So all of this like he created, it is not handheld film, and like once you see it move, it's gonna be very impressive. My home. Okay. Once again, an angel symbol, a lot of Christian symbols flowing around here. Oh, ah, ah, ah! Why is it talking? Why is it talking? I don't like that. I like seeing it and like hearing it even more so. I wish I had time to play, but music takes up so much time. But I also love to watch the mortuary. I feel like that's correct. I like to support creative folks too. Yes. There's a lot. I personally, when I'm looking into, well, not video games, when I'm looking at video games, I look at a whole slew of different people. But if I want someone to tell me about an ARG without me having to put all the puzzle pieces together, because it is rough, it's hard, you have to go on multiple platforms. I love Nightmind. He is also very good. Like, Nightmind's the name of the channel. Nick Nocturne is the host. He's very good about linking things too. And actually, he's how I found Obelisk. He had done a video. It looked interesting. Didn't watch the video yet. Was like, I'll save it. I want to do this on stream. But if you're looking to get into unfiction or ARGs, if you go to the Nightmind index, he has it all listed out of like indie artists working on these things. See, you don't need to go to creepy haunted houses to see things walking past windows. You don't need to see things popping out and moving back quickly. We don't need the top 5 ghost channels for that. We can have that here. And now, and purposeful. Technology is not my strong point. I'm a miracle. I am a miracle that I can produce and play as DJ. So please dumb down for me, lol. Makes you feel any better? I'm not even good at being a DJ. I see how Spotify works sometimes and put playlists together, but more than what I do. My brother is actually a sound engineer, and he like produces like music. Actually, he does my intro theme and exit theme for the same song. So you are better at technology than you think you are. Trust me. like it's going, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or is it saying a name? Oh! Yeah, it's like saying a name. Yeah, what the fuck is right? Does it sound like it's dragging something too? Like it's stepping and dragging? Or is that just me? No thank you to that. My nerves be on edge playing this. I love horror and I hate for the ghost to get me. Hee hee. Great to hear about your brother too. A lot goes into sound production and engineering. It does. And I really appreciate him and I love him if he's watching. Which he's not because I'm the older sister. I produce my own progressive rock / metal. Oh, that's really cool. Mainly play guitar, but can also play bass and keyboard. I often use my scary, moody stuff like this as inspiration. That is really, really cool. You're in Mr. Gray's Discord, right? So I'll have to go check that out. I sing karaoke. That's as far as that goes. Actually, my husband is like recently started taking up the guitar again, and we've been having a good time of him just like picking a song and him playing on an acoustic guitar and us just singing along to it. No way too competitive for that thing to run after me. Sounds like a large hammer. Oh, interesting. A hammer. Let's listen. Or not. It's fine. That's the beauty of karaoke. You don't have you just do it. You just do it. Amazing Prism. I have used loads of horror in my hard techno productions and piano I played since I'm 7 years. That's really, really cool. And you guys should feel very accomplished for being able to play instruments. I cannot. I'm not good at them. I don't have the patience for them. That is really fun though. My husband listens to a lot of like different music. I joke that I stopped listening to music in 2011. That's not necessarily true. I just tend to like a lot of alternative rock from that time. And now he's like kind of gotten me into listening to some like I don't know. Have I listened to anything new recently? My husband and I like anime, so we've been listening to some anime openers. He also speaks Japanese, so he can understand what they're saying, and I cannot. So it is nice for have him describe to me like what the song's about. I can't read music at all. Same girl, same. I don't remember. I face every good boy deserves fudge. That's about it. That's all I got. That's me and computers. LOL. Yeah. I try. I was in choir once upon a time. I did try to learn the piano. And then I tried violin for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean maybe 1 year in 3rd grade. So who knows? Not me. Oh, but that's what I was going to say. Sorry. One of the things that I do find a lot of fun to do or to listen to is if you have a song and if you change like the tempo of it, but still like keep the lyrics, the meaning of the song changes based on the mood that it's set within. Lorde did this with Everyone Wants to Rule the World. She like covered that for one of the Hunger Games. and like it was so I really like how dark it sounds now. Um and yeah, it sounds very scary. I had another guy who did it with a Backstreet Boy song, and it was like, ooh. So I like when you can make things spooky or scary or just change the genre up. Another one of my favorites is there is a bluegrass cover of Gin and Juice, and I love it so much. Not patience. If something goes wrong, it goes to me debating on throwing the Mac out the window. Japanese wow. I follow a girl who has a white snow owl in Tokyo. That's crazy. That is insane. Tokyo is warm too. I can't imagine a snow owl enjoying it too much. Uh See, this is why I love music. Always something to talk about and it always unlocks memories. Yeah. That being said, this video is so much more scary without music. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely love when you remix a genre, you bring the music to life in another way. I love it so much. Another thing that like another one of our playlists that we love is Danny Gonzalez does Halloween songs, but they're just like they're like kind of like rappy Halloween songs. Um One of my favorites is Spooky Ho, and like the chorus is make that ass shake like that ass is scared of me. All these other spooky dudes can't compare to me. And I love it so much. So we have that too. Minty the Snowy Owl. I'm going to have to look that up. Fear the Living Pod. Hi, Chris. Hey. What are we talking about? We keep going back and forth. We were talking about music for a little bit. What we're watching is this scary unfiction story called Obelisk. And it's a surrealist piece. It's all done with computer graphic art by this 21-year-old guy who goes by Lizardmeninc. And from what I can understand, the story so far is about a guy who had a weird, creepy monster in his closet when he was a child, and then his daughter went missing? Question mark. And now he's going through his house, but it's not his house anymore, and these weird bird-like monsters are chasing him. Hope that's helpful. Ugh. Sorry, it's not non or not fiction. It's a term on the internet that's been deemed unfiction. So UN fiction. Um it's because so a lot of the times these like ARG like stories, they're so an ARG is a game, meaning that there are game like elements to it, where these stories tend to not have game like elements. If anything, it's more like a puzzle. But you don't have to go search for clues. You kind of just can put it together yourself. With the reason it's called an unfiction is usually it is given to people or it kind of looks like it it could be a real story. And then things come together and you're like, "Oh, this is not really a real story. There are paranormal elements to it usually, just bizarre elements to it." Hello from Ireland, Fear. Oh, cool. I was in Ireland in April, so that's fun. This house keeps on expanding. No wonder you be afraid of something in it. Who knows who get creeping around. Exactly. This house keeps expanding. It's like a maze. it is very, very small hallways. And I was just saying before that, like, it feels like you're being funneled, like you're about to be chased. It is prime chasing hallways, and I don't appreciate it, and I don't like it. I need to keep going. Don't go in the walls. First off, now you're gonna have to make sure you don't get like fiberglass on you. Okay, I keep learning. It's a different niche than usual. It's not really paranormal. I will say that much. But I was saying, if these paranormal folks want to make up stories, if they want to, I'm not saying they all do, but if they want to, why don't we give credit to actual artists who are going and making these stories? Why is that door so tall? You can hardly reach that handle. So I was saying before that, like, specifically with this story, since it's surreal, there's a lot of symbolism. I can't tell if it's an artistic choice or something we should be paying attention to. That some of the doorways are like gothically arched, and some of them are just like square regular doorways. This is not for little people like me. I don't think so. Have you seen the bird creature? It needs tall needs tall skinny things. This is a house built for the bird creature. It's like the Winchester house though. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, like this feels very church-like, does it not? And like there's been like other Christian symbols throughout the story, but like specifically these archways feel very church-like. It reminds It reminds me kind of like fake demo years back. The PT are you talking about? Game, not fake. Are you talking about like that one where like you'd circle back and around? It was supposed to be like something for Silent Hill, but it never got released. I think it's like PT. I think that's what that's called. Let me know. The walls are changing. I have noticed and thought was one portal like structure of a kind of versus real life structure. Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's also one of the videos that were prior that like was very point and click game. Like it very much felt like someone was just like going forward and it was like you stop, go, stop, go. And I wonder if that had something to do with like feeling out of control. Chris says yes. Okay, so yeah, PT that never got released. Yes, I could see what you mean. And I think if you think that way, Chris, you might also like Layers of Fear. This kind of also reminds me a little bit of Layers of Fear. Once again, disclosure, I don't play video games. I just watch other people talk about video games. So, I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't ask me a video game question. The walls are changing. Yeah. Oh, but that's okay. So that's the thing. I think he feels guilty about his daughter disappearing. And so, like, he feels out of control in some way. And things don't feel normal. This is also a lot like the backrooms. Yes, very much a liminal space. A place that we've all seen these kind of houses. I think that also has to do with the yellow wallpaper and the yellow like the yellow walls, because it goes with that liminal space. And I don't know if that's a nod to that, but I also thought maybe that's a nod to that story, the yellow like the yellow walls, where like that woman goes like clinically insane while staring at like yellow wallpaper. And I wonder if that like the choice of yellow is also a nod to that. I played that. Okay, Layers of Fear. Very cool. That sounded mean. I didn't mean it that way. It is very cool that you played. I don't play. I'm going through. It's very Alice in Wonderland vibe in the way that is interchangeably shaped and less colors, etc. It still has mystery. Yeah. But I thought it dragged a little. Oh, Layers of Fear? I could see that. Isn't there like 5 different versions of it? Layers dragged to me. Yeah, I gotcha. Is this trauma response related to of him to imagine that it's real, but he's guilt is for the whole different outcome? Maybe it is a trauma response. There was also like, and maybe I'll go back and watch like a couple. Each video is like really short. I might watch another one with you that was prior in this, because I do think it's very interesting, and why I think the daughter is like important. Yeah, Joan, with that have a cookie tone. So I used to be a teacher. I'm very good at that. Wow, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. I'll put that on the fridge. You can have a cookie. Pat, pat, pat. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'm very nice. Anyway. Okay, and that was the door he entered this like side of the house on, which was on its side on the floor. Oh. And this is a room we saw in a previous video. I've seen this room before, yes. Except there was no outside. And the walls are green, which I think has to be something. I'm intrigued now. Lord. Just go marching on. It's not Glory, Glory, Hallelujah, but it's like the department store couldn't afford that version of the song. That looks like a Layers of Fear room with the easel. Yes. You think the fruit's gonna fall out of it any second now? There was another time they were playing like, oh, there's the bird guy I was telling you about, kids. Remember? Don't go that way. Run. I wouldn't stop to try to crawl through. Looks open to the whole house, losing power, and boom. Yeah. Okay. So he found himself back here. And now the walls are green. And that feels purposeful. It's the owl from the last Airbender. Ugh. Music reminds me of sunny days. Okay. Another owl reference. This is fun. Yeah. Wisdom. Athena, she be with us. Oh. This is my childhood home. Why are your lamps and clocks so tall? It's really loud. We moved not long after Dad passed. Okay, some childhood trauma. We love that for you. Reminds me of random Suno music creation. Oh, okay. I could see that. There's a lot of triangle rooms, and I feel like that's also purposeful, but I don't know what it could mean. There's stairs leading to nowhere again. Defo, see their time. I'm too short. Yes, it's very dark in this house. That's a big chair. Why is that chair so big? Tube TV. David. Oh, I was short. I mean, you're fine, David. The house is very tall. It's a little misleading. I was saying before, it sounded like the creatures were calling a name. They're like, meh, meh. So, like, I guess David would work. So I wonder if they were calling for him in, like, that weird distorted voice. This is my old bedroom. Cool. Yes. Nothing has changed. Was the lamp always that tall? And then closets. And these are the closets that we started the series with. Wait, wait, he's seeing the houses when he was small? Maybe that's why everything... Oh, that's a good point. Maybe he's seeing things like when he was small. Thinking that too. Okay, maybe. It's odd that he instinctively went to the closet because that's where we first see this creature. And now he's gonna go hide in the closet, and it looks like someone's staying in there? Is he staying in there? Is he hiding in there? Okay. Okay. Something skeletons in the closet. I'm feeling close to that. Also looks like he's hiding in there. And he says they moved there, or he moved from there, or they moved there after his dad died. No wonder they have the ones from the Amityville, the gaps in the closet, waiting to see your peering eyes. Oh, we'll watch the first one again. That's only a minute, and you'll see about peering eyes. You wait. But I wonder if he hid from his parents. David. David. Ah! Okay, that is it for this series. For now, we're not watching you right now, Loey. I appreciate you, but we're not watching you right now. So that is the end of the series. I thought they were KO in the closet. Yeah, so I just want to show you the first one again really quickly, and then the other one. Let's do this. So I made a new friend. This is the very first one in this series. He lives in here. Hold on, before... Chris, you're going to get me in trouble. It's already much more captivating than Twin Paranormal or Overnight at the Warrens. But it's our secret. Don't tell anybody. But also, like, share this person. Go watch this again. They're doing such great work. I really appreciate it. As I said, these are all computer designed. This is not someone holding a camera. I think it's so cool. Fair, I agree with. No, guys, shh. Don't tell them. They get upset. Don't tell them. Of course he lives in there. Yeah. Can you see him? There he is. There he is, guys. doesn't like being watched. I do fear the living, and I will tell you a little more after this. Sometimes my friend comes to watch too. Yay! Just you wait. Put that alert on. He is here. Yeah. Hey, that lamp isn't as tall, and that clock is not as tall. I feel lied to. He's upstairs. I'm gonna live in a padded room with no closet. Do you see him? Do you guys see him yet? Oh, there he is! He's in my closet! So, going back just a few seconds, sorry. Looking at this, the question I had originally, and I'll ask you now that we have a couple of people in the chat. Do you think he is standing bipedally with his two legs, or do you think he is like tabletopping and those like are his hands? Because if he is tabletopping, it means he is very, very tall. Do we think that's his height? Or do we think he's on all fours, just crawling around in the closet? What do we think, chat? Oh, okay. Good night. You see him? All right, I see him. Looks like an empty suit. That's an interesting take. An empty suit. No, stop it. Stop it. Oh, hold on. Actually. 52. Oh. Back. Sorry, kids. Here we go. It was the other one I wanted to show you was this one. Just to go over it. Ugh. I think it's... Okay. Hold on. So, I think he needs to go back in and stay in. Hey, we are not going to force anyone back in the closet. No one goes back in the closet. They can come out. They do need to vacate the room, though. That is upsetting to me. I think it's upright. Mr. Prism, thank you. That makes me feel better. I can maybe sleep tonight, but just a little bit. And we say same. Okay, so we think he's upright. That's good with me. So you're coming in with this kind of looks like a kid show. These are bird-like creatures. This is like Dr. Plague on summer vacation. Yes. And the way he comes in, he's definitely one of the creepy ones. Eyes wide shut, animated.
How are things going? I'm just thinking. I've had Goldie for years, and I had to bear him yesterday. It's just strange that he's gone now. Where do you think he is? I'm not quite sure, but some people believe that when a loved one passes away, a small piece of them can come back as something else to visit you when you're sad. I don't see why it'd be different for a fish. I'm sure he'd still want to come by and check up on you.
I don't know why it counts, but it
Someone's
does
at
count.
the door.
Also,
Who would be out
threatening.
this late?
You can see my face right now. I simply just would not
Hello?
enter the door.
Who's at the door? It's a butterfly.
I'm working on Big Bird versus Dr. Play Geek. Yes. So, okay, with that, it's specifically a monarch butterfly. And if I remember correctly, monarchs are symbols of like past souls when it comes to like Day of the Dead celebrations. And like it's something to like it's the symbolism of them coming from Canada all the way down to Mexico for the migration. This is like birdemic level acting. It is not. That's really rude. They did great job acting. They were perfect birds. Yes, no. Oh, are you saying yes to the monarch or are you saying yes to the bird acting? Because that's mean. They were very good at acting. So, okay, that being said, I'm going to stop sharing now. My daughter's favorite butterfly. That's cool. Actually, so where I live, where I live, we've had a lot of lanternflies, which are an invasive species, and like we're supposed to kill them. I found out milkweed is supposed to deter them, and milkweed is what monarch butterflies specifically lay their eggs on. So it's also, I kind of want to grow milkweed so I could also get non-stinging pollinators at my house because I have dogs and my one has bit a bee before and gotten like a swollen face. So I was thinking about getting milkweed. If anyone was wondering what I think about doing sometimes. But yeah. Yes to the butterfly. Perfect. So yeah, I think that's really interesting. That's it for right now. Lanternflies like lightning bugs. No. Lanternflies come from like some part of East Asia. We've had an issue with them recently, like the last 4 years in America. Hold on, screen. Nope. This one. Share. These are lanternflies. These guys. They look like this, and they jump. Yeah. No, lanternflies are weird spotted assholes. Yes. Also, please never describe me this way. It would hurt my feelings, so. We can stop sharing now. But yeah, it's we were told that you specifically should kill them because they're an invasive species. So every time I see one, I stomp on it and said it's my civic duty to do so. Yes, my pit is not great with stingy bugs and leaving them alone. Yeah, so like we sometimes have been getting like wasps in our house and the dog is obsessed with the sound it makes and I'm like, you're going to get stung. They're from China. I thought they were. I didn't want to say that unless like I knew for sure, but yeah. They're from China, native to China. I had a hornet in the kitchen a few weeks back and we do not have hornets here. Oh, that's terrifying. We also during 2020 when we're already facing the pandemic, I know people started freaking out because we were supposed to be getting like the Japanese killer hornets and like they're bad. So it's they're bad, but like it wasn't actually that scary. They are territorial, so it can be a problem, but they did not make it out to the East Coast where I'm at, so they look like moths. They do look like moths, but they are hardier than a moth. Like they make a sound when you squish them, to be honest. Yes, mothy like. Must came in with fruits. Yeah. It happens. We have like a lot of oh no, the worst one that I have been seeing a couple of. So as I mentioned, like my husband speaks Japanese. He's actually half Japanese and was born in Japan. And we went there for our honeymoon to go visit his family. And we went and we saw these things called Jiro spiders. My hand size. My hand. And they like are up in the trees. And they are just so big. And their nests are so large. And there's so many of them in a nest. And you have to walk under their nests. And it really freaks me out. I have a rule about spiders specifically that they can't be bigger than a quarter and live in my house. Those were much bigger than a quarter. And turns out that they are somehow coming to my part of the United States, and I've seen like a couple of small ones. I'm just hoping because it's not as warm here as it is in Japan that like they don't grow to full size. But I have seen a couple of baby ones, and I'm very upset about it. It ends up in my kitchen of all the country of mine. I got wasp spray and I was armed and screechy. Yes. When I went to Ireland, I heard there were not a lot of bugs, and that's why like it was okay to keep our windows open in the hotel. But I'm not sure how true it was because I was told that by somebody who is going there for school, who is an American, so I'm not sure. Here in Florida, I like to trade my love bugs with some lantern bugs. Yeah. I don't know what a love bug is, but my grandparents had a condo in Florida when I was growing up, and we had to be careful of red ants when walking in the grass, and that's something I don't want to live with in my life, honestly. I used to live in Orlando. That's fun. See? We're all around here. Hornets are everywhere. Maybe a couple of remote islands where they are not. I don't know how common they are in certain places. As I said, like Ireland said that they didn't have a lot of bugs in general, which is like interesting considering like how green it is. As I said, not an expert. That wasn't in my travel guide. That was what a friend told me while I was there. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of bugs. Yes, not the norm for bugs to be brutally honest to bother you, bar the false windows. Oh, yeah. Well, I was on the third floor and I was just hot because I'm an American and I'm used to AC. Where are you generally? Me? I'm in the Northeast coast. I'll tell you I'm in New Jersey. I won't go much deeper than that, but yeah, no, I'm from New Jersey, born and raised. Surprised you haven't heard my accent. I'm from the Netherlands. Fun. Don't get too specific about where you are, guys, because internet safety. I really didn't think it was warm here, or warm for here for those. I saw one prior in Ireland and then that one. Yeah. I should also say when we were in Ireland, somehow we magically got like the 2 weeks that it didn't rain. It was beautiful and sunny, and I really enjoyed it. I was playing there a few months ago in New Jersey. Fun. I love New Jersey. Yeah. Other people will say that they hate it and they'll try to bash me, but I love it. Oh, Netherlands. That's probably better. Honestly, it's probably a lot better than the United States, period. No, I know it's a lot better. It's a lot better to play there, is what I'm saying, than in New Jersey. But like, New Jersey's great. We're fun. And I don't want to hear anything from any Florida people telling me that I'm not right. People from Florida and Connecticut can't talk to me about not liking New Jersey. You just have different brands of New Jersey. Now the chat is quiet, see? All my opinions. Haha. How did you get the weather on your side? The 2 weeks of all year for rain and miserable weather. Yeah. And we specifically went in April because it was like cusp season. So it was supposed to be a little bit like more inexpensive. And we were like so prepared for it to be like cold and rainy and wet. And it was sunny the whole time. I put on a lot of sunscreen, which I was like, I thought I came to Ireland where my heritage is from, so I wouldn't have to put on sunscreen. But I did. I had to. Yeah, Chris. Yeah. Zip your mouth. I don't want to hear it. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was such a great time. We actually went to Edinburgh first in Scotland, and then we took a train and hopped from that not a train, took a plane. Train would have been wild. We took a plane from Edinburgh, and then we went to Dublin and rented a car, and we like went all down to like we went to Kilkenny and then to Cork and to Killarney and Galway and then a couple of other places, but we basically like went down south and like did a triangle and ended in Dublin and then flew back from there. Did you just do Dublin? No, no, no. We were told don't just do Dublin, go all over. So we rented a car and we went all over. I was in Jersey once for like 2 minutes. For life, 2 minutes. Yeah, it is for life. 2 minutes worth of life. You can come back. I'll let you back in to our state. I won't tell you where I am, but I'll let you back in. Flying train, it is the future. What is a plane but a flying train, okay? Did you see Waterford? I did not. No. So we have a friend who is going to school near Limerick. So we stopped in like the Limerick area, but we like mostly stuck to like those major like highway areas there. The crystal is from Waterford. No, I did. Yeah, so we didn't see that. I think so. Like we went based on what our friend said, and like she suggested like to only spend a day in Kilkenny, and I think to go back I would spend at least 2 days in Kilkenny. I really enjoyed it. We loved the Smiddix factory. We're beer drinkers, so like we loved going and doing that. And then I think my favorite place of all was Galway. It had just enough touristy things with like you could find yourself off the path a little bit. Yeah, it cost me like $26 to accidentally take a toll to New Jersey trying to get to the Philly airport. I mean, yeah. We are known for making you pay for our highways. That is something we do. I was at Urchek playing last time. Ooh. Okay. I got you. I got you, Chris. I got you with the toll. I understood. Don't you worry. I wouldn't say tool. I will mention, and I've said it before, I am dyslexic. Don't worry. I'm probably going to misread what you're saying anyway. I try real hard. Galway's the West and more old Irish vibes. Yeah. The talk about the revival of Gaelica was so interesting. And like we had gone right before, oh, what's that band? Oh my gosh, they were really big. Oh my god, why can't I think of it? Oh, Kneecap. There we go. I was like, why? It's like slipping my mind. We were there like right after Kneecap had like done a show, I think, and they were about to go to America to do their show, and there was a whole bunch of controversy with that. So that was really, really interesting. Uh, yeah, Urtic is the shit. I bet it is. I don't know. What do you play incognito? Sometimes I'm a little as well. That's cool. I'm all the time. Don't wear my culture as a costume. I'm kidding. Yes, I played in the old convent that was turned into events place. That's so fun. I'm hard techno. Scrans is my main subgenre, and then industrial. So that's pretty cool. Chris, you missed it before, but I said that I do karaoke, and that's as hard as I go. And then Mr. Prism and Incognito were like, we're real artists. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. I'm numerically dyslexic bad. There is something called dyscalculia, which is usually the confusion of very low, like not low, but like very basic math forms, like getting confused with like addition and subtraction. But also dyslexia can just affect numbers as well. A while back they were doing a study, and I think they'd found some people with dyslexia. So like if you have your eyeball here, and then this is like a mirror behind your eyeball, and it like flips the images that you're seeing, and then your brain interprets it. So it's the mirror part is like curved. They're finding some people with dyslexia or like reported dyslexia were having it completely flat, which means that the image was getting messed up and not being able to be processed by the brain. I don't know if they found that with all, and that study was done 10, 12 years ago, so I'm sure there's updated studies on it, but just something that's interesting. I can't sing anything. I can sing anything, just not well. That's what karaoke's for. I appreciate your talent. I get numbers backwards. I can't diagnose. Do you have trouble with left and right? Did you have trouble learning how to tie your shoe? Do you mispronounce words a lot? Just saying. The music I make is pretty much just mathematics. Yeah, I think that's also why I'm not good at math either. Surprise, surprise. I think that's why I was never good at music. The trying to keep count in your head messes me up severely. And fear do crows fall from sky. LOL. Prism, hence I can't master. I can't get it done, but mastering, nope, not for me. LOL. As I said, like my husband recently has been working on like playing guitar and just like picking it back up. When we first met, he was playing trumpet. We met in high school. So he was playing trumpet, and he is a very, very talented singer. I will not say the joke I usually say because he's upstairs and he will get upset asking why I told a bunch of people that I don't know and the internet about him. But he's a very good singer, and he is like good at playing guitar and stuff like that, and he's an engineer, and I feel like that math has something to play with that and just the science of it all. I'll go to mix down pre-master and goodbye then. Yeah. And as I said, my brother is like a sound engineer, and he like produces music, and that's really interesting. And then my brother-in-law is also a sound engineer. Don't know how that happened, and he's also really good at guitar. And I just sit here and I'm like, I like when the words on the screen go by and I know those words. I just want to say you're highly intelligent and good at this work, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know I'm highly intelligent. That sounds bad. I don't think I'm not smart. I think I am smart. I have a belief that no one is actually stupid. I think there's the idea of multiple intelligences, and I think some people are just smart in one spot and not smart in another spot. So this is where I'm okay with my knowledge, and random knowledge about the paranormal. I'm pretty okay about that. So, and I like to talk. So yeah. Probably. I have a degree in analytical physics and chemistry. See? That's my point. Actually, my husband is a material science engineer. So also has a lot of that like chemistry background as well, interestingly enough. I think you know how to read words on a screen, and that makes you ahead of most right there. So I know we're all meeting each other, but this is a safe place, right? We can be safe about things, right? Um, I, so I was diagnosed with dyslexia when I was in the third grade, and I have always had a secret fear that I'm not actually dyslexic and I'm just illiterate and I can't read. And I told my friends this secret fear one time and they laughed at me. So now the ongoing joke is that like if I read something, they're like, "Ooh, how are you able to read that if if you can't read?" And I was like, "I don't know, it's actually written in wingdings. I just make it up." So, um am I reading the words on the screen? Can I read? Who knows? I have a degree in addiction and community development and the services that are provided in those settings. That's really cool. I I went to school for education and I was a special ed teacher for a little while, and I wasn't great at that job. A lot of it was like just the environment I was in. I think if I was to go back and do it all over again, I would want to go into educational law or educational advocacy, because it's a lot, especially in the states, of like, hey, this is what best practices, this is what you should be doing, and then when it comes time to actually do it, there's no time or you can't afford it, and a lot of kids fall through the cracks that way, and it sucks. And in the same way that like, so my husband and I are talking about possibly having children at some point, and because I'm dyslexic, I think it's very important, and it's genetic, gets passed down. I think it's very important that I put our kids in supplemental reading as soon as possible. No matter what the school system is, I think their education needs to be supplemented in a way that I can predict that it's going to be. So yeah, I'll get off that soapbox now. I'm actually very more pro harm reduction than anything else and have a very strong passion for working with men or victims of DV&D. Yes, I think that's lovely. There needs to be a lot more community in general. So thank you. I really appreciate that service. So you aren't stupid. You're just afraid you are stupid. Yeah. And I pay a therapist. What of it? You don't have imposter syndrome? Whoop-de-doo. Good for you for having self-confidence. You read just fine. Thanks. That's cool. It's really, really cool. I also have my own study in my own time of criminal psychology and substance legal and illegal, with the working off their compounds and their uses and how their work or affect the mind and body. That's really cool. Thank you. Yeah, laugh it up. Yuck it up. Go ahead. Mm. Mm. You have racing thoughts? Oh. Some of us out here don't have generalized anxiety. Must be nice. No, I don't think I'm stupid, but I'm afraid I'm stupid. Only with certain things. You know, like the important things, like reading. And then paranormal, demonology, music shit. I'm a freak, but I like to know things. I love that. Do not get me wrong. So like with my channel specifically and with my views of the paranormal, what I find most interesting is how the paranormal is a narrative. So we tell these ghost stories, alien stories, cryptid stories, all these stories. But that's what they are. They are stories. So I always like to think of like three things, and I've mentioned this before. My three things when hearing a paranormal story is who is telling me the story? Why are they telling me this story? Why are they telling me the story like this? And I feel like a lot of things get uncovered when we look at the paranormal through that lens. So, like, in a way, I don't even care if the paranormal is real. What, like, real, like, factual, tactical, like, you can touch it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can see the rainbow. I don't know. What I care most about is why did that become a story and what in our human minds made that a story. By the way, I have a uniquely different answer to your question to debunkers why people hate them. Please tell me. You can either write me a dissertation here and I will grade it. Just kidding, I won't grade it. You can tell me here in the chat, or I know that you've seen me on Instagram. You can type me up a little private message in Instagram or an email, ladiesfright@gmail.com. Feel free to write me an email. I would love to hear your answer behind it. Or leave me the longest comment under that video. I will like it and I will interact with it. I will warn that all the YouTube gurus that I've been watching, because I do sometimes, I want to get my videos watched, so I'm trying to learn the tips and tricks of YouTube. They say to wait a week to answer the comments, so I am gonna wait a week to answer the comments, but I am liking all of them. So thank you, Chris. I would love to hear your answers to the point. And by the way, you'll be a fabulous person to become a mama bear. Aw, I will cry. Don't do that. I have to say, on debunking, I do love to say some are genuinely spot on about people, and people do exploit their viewers' vulnerabilities. I think they do. And sometimes I don't even think it's on purpose because of the way that YouTube is set up. That like your view and your attention makes like that's what I get a value, what I get as a reward out of it. So maybe we can talk about it. Oh my god, are you inviting me over to your house? I'd love to come. Can I bring a bottle of wine? DM me. We'll talk about it. I think you know where I stand with this based off the discussion I had with Pomp in the chat of that video, which I also found very interesting. And I did mention at the top of this, which I don't think you were in the chat yet. I use the term cynic specifically in there because I feel like people use it as an insult or use it to dismiss arguments of skeptics. I don't think anyone I talk to is a cynic. And the reason I specifically don't think that is anyone who's making paranormal content. So let me back up. A cynic is someone, in my mind, and I will say this is my definition or my understanding of it after doing that, is someone who won't even engage with the argumentation, with the debate, with the points being brought up. They just won't engage. They're very much, you can go, hey, the sky is blue, and they'll go, I don't give a shit. I don't even look at the sky. I live in a house under a ceiling. I don't care what it's doing outside. That's a cynic. So if people are coming in and they're questioning the paranormal, if they're debunking the paranormal, they're engaging with the argument, so they can't be a cynic. So like none of the people I talk to are cynics, and I did just want to bring up that point that I don't feel like anyone is, and it is just a term that like people use to insult, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit anybody that we're talking about. No one's a cynic, because if they were a cynic, they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be part of this conversation. So like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Prism, I feel like that's what you were trying to say, is that like you didn't need that word included because you didn't feel like, or you felt like it was just used as an insult. It's not actually used as a proper label to things. And like, yeah, I agree with you. I think the argument kind of ends. I shouldn't say I agree with you. You haven't told me yet. Uh, I think the argument, and when I say argument, I don't mean a fight. I mean one point and a counterpoint. I think the argument gets closed down once you start calling people names. And at this point, cynic is a name. I think people need to be honest about their channels and the content they have been putting out. I'd rather honesty. And I think that's fair. I think the way that you do that is by either leaving them a comment and engaging with them with a critical yet empathetic approach. Understand that these are content creators. Um, this is their job. This is what they do. They make something that is to entertain you. Um, they might be toting it as educational. They might not be. So you can engage with it that way, or the other argument is, or the other side of it is, you don't engage with it and you don't give them the views and you don't give them your attention because that's what's feeding it. Questions are not wrong, and it's healthy to ask and search and seek answers from something that's not making sense, maybe. Yes. Kenny Biddle says never stop learning. I'm going to throw in there never stop questioning. And I don't mean being obnoxious and being like, how do I know gravity exists? I don't mean that, but I do think that you should be aware that not everybody has your best intentions in mind. Even like with me as a content creator, I want views and I want attention. That's the reason for making this. It is a creative outlet for me, but also I do get satisfaction from people looking at it. And I don't think that's wrong, but there are just some people out there who want to exploit. I think that's the thing, and that's why I included Anthony Gramillia's like note in there about what a grifter is, about someone who takes a problem that either doesn't exist or the problem does exist but doesn't have an answer and tries to sell you the answer. And I think you just need to be wary of what is this person trying to sell me. And sometimes with YouTube creators, it could be I'm trying to sell myself. As of right now, up front, I'm trying to sell trying to sell myself and my perspective of the paranormal to people. So, not to get on like a huge rant with that. Prism, I'm fine with you using it to describe something or use it as a talking point. Okay. I agree with you. I had to look up the dictionary definition of what being a cynic actually is. It's having a negative view on things. It's not just not caring about the sky being blue. Okay. It's actually hating the fact that the sky is blue. Okay. I do think that there are dictionary definitions, and I don't disagree with that. And I could see it being for hating something. I think we also need to think about how people use it colloquially as well, or like use it in general. And that's also why when I was talking about my definitions, I wanted to ask people within the debunking community about these words. I'm not a debunker, like a YouTube debunker. I'm not a sag. I'm not a beardo. I'm not even really like a Stevie or a Florio. To be honest, I don't really care about ghost hunting. So I'm not looking to see like what's not what's not true or what's being faked. I find the narratives personally interesting, and that's why I wanted to ask about their definitions of it and their narratives of it. And, what I came up with was based on like what they had all said. So I think I don't disagree. I think cynic has a very negative term to it. But once again, I don't think anyone hates the paranormal that I talk to. And I think it's kind of like a lame excuse to be like, oh, I'm just not going to talk to you because you clearly hate the paranormal. When they don't, they spend hours watching, editing, creating based on the paranormal. Um, so yeah. But I see what you're saying with like the dictionary definition having a negative connotation to it and like being negative. Just to give you a general summary, the precipitation of arrogance, I'd want to elaborate sometime though. Yeah, I would love to. As I said, DM. Yeah, everyone, Joan doesn't even have your best interest at heart. I don't know you. Like, I don't mean to sound mean. I have the general best interest for people. I want the best for people, but I don't know you as an individual. Like just as like a general thing to anyone who sees this or sees this later. I don't know you as an individual. That's where that parasocial relationship comes from. I don't know you. You know some things about me, but like even then, like you don't know me like my husband knows me or like my best friend knows me. Like I'm gonna keep things to myself. I think that's only natural. You know, it's this is a performance of some kind. Everyone does that who has a public platform. They put on a performance, and the ones that like in a little too much end up on those gossip channels. And I'm maybe not going to end up on a gossip channel. I don't know. Maybe I will. That'd be kind of fun. No, because it's never for a good thing. It's never like, oh, this person like saved like 50 puppies from a burning building. I'll think about that. I'll think about what I want my legacy to be with the gossip channels. I have personally asked a question to a channel as it has a personal reflection on my own origins, as I'm not from Ireland. I have extensive knowledge on the area, so I asked and they wouldn't reply, but they do very publicly avoid direct support, suggestions of help, or questionable the nature of how it started. People can do as they please, but up front, I love the paranormal. I'm just a bit upfront. Black and white is what it is, to be honest. I can't do fake it or not for me. I think that's completely fair. I also don't think it's good practice to not take some suggestions. Sometimes people in the comments are just going to say things to just because they're having a bad day and everyone else needs to also have a bad day. There are internet trolls. We know they're internet trolls. They don't come to you with a good faith argument. But I think not engaging with good faith arguments is bad practice. I will give a little leniency in the way that sometimes it's hard to tell tone from a comment. So you don't know what is a good faith like practice or like a good faith argument. For myself personally, I was already playing with this idea. I think, you know, if people start watching me more, if people start listening to what I'm saying and they're like, ugh, she got that wrong, or like, oh, she missed part of that argument. I was thinking that I would like to do maybe like once a year, once a quarter, however necessary it is, to do live streams where I correct myself or add in new information. Like, oh, actually, I found this out, or oh, I found this. Because, yeah, as I said, I want to keep questioning and I want to keep learning about this. And also, I'm just a girl Googling like the rest of us. I can get things wrong, and I'm totally fine with that. And I'm totally open to new perspectives. I think it's a good way to learn. You do have to come with people with a good faith argument, though. And I'm not saying that you're not, but it is hard to tell tone through text. What are your views on ghost hunters using devices to find ghosts? To me, it's really silly to hunt for ghosts from the 1800s with high-tech gadgets. I think it's hot take. Everyone behind, chef behind, coming in with a hot take. I think it's stupid to hunt with gadgets, period, because none of them show that you're getting a ghost. So I don't get why you'd use a gadget. Um I was actually talking with Kennedy about this a while back, and I think I might do an episode talking about consumerism and the paranormal and how people keep getting gadgets, and I don't understand why, because they're pieces of crap. Um I was watching Seg's recent video, and they had like the radio surfing thing, but it looked like a planchette piece, and it had like waves coming through, and I was like, damn, that would be such a cool music speaker. Why are they using it for ghosts? um I also talked to Kenny that I thought it'd be fun if we made all ghost hunters use Victorian era ghost hunting techniques, such as just putting flour on the floor and seeing if there are footprints. um yeah, I think hunting with ghost equipment's really stupid, and I think the more advanced it gets, the I I just said I don't think anyone's stupid. I think people's actions are stupid sometimes. People aren't stupid. People's actions are stupid. But yeah, I'm sad now because I'm not sure I put on a performance. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. You didn't put on a performance? How's that ghost doing in your house? Who said that? Not me. I would never. There are so many trolls and mentally ill people that it has become very hard to know if you are talking to genuine people. Not not only trolls and mentally ill, but also like the dead internet theory, where there are robots. And like that is actually a problem. There are so many bots that comment on YouTube videos, and they like will latch on to something that you have said, and they like won't let it go. I've had experience, not with this channel, but I've had experience with another channel where like people would make comments about like the same two things or two or three things, and it was not relevant at all. And I'm convinced they are bots. There is no way you can convince me otherwise. I just leave them off. Humans are humans too. No need to seek out people an argument. Sorry, an argument is personally because they say it's from my place of birth out of true interest. I was interested in how they came to be where it is, and I don't worry it wasn't disrespectful or anything. I didn't get a reply, so that's clear answer to that. Yeah, as I said, I'm not going to go in and assume that you came in, you know, already ready to have a fight. Um, just explaining, like, I'm also not going to do devil's advocate. I'm really bad at devil's advocate. Just explaining where someone could come from with that. And yeah, I don't blame you for being curious. Anytime someone comes up with a Jersey Devil, I'm on it. I gotta watch what they're saying. I gotta know what they're saying about Mrs. Leeds. Yes, how would you know it's haunting in the first place? No one is talking around with an EMF. Yeah, or walking around with an EMF. Yeah. I think I became super, super disillusioned with ghost hunting gadgets. I should go back. Actually, pause on that idea. Going back a little bit. I've never been officially ghost hunting. Let me throw that out there. That's also why I'm not into the debunking, because I'm like, I don't know, I haven't done it to begin with. But I did grow up with like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures and Most Haunted, all those shows. But I really became disillusioned with ghost hunting gadgets when I went to Gettysburg and we were on a ghost walking tour, and they had an EMF detector, and they're like, yeah, it always lights up right here. And then we walked by a telephone pole, and it lit up. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, guys, it's right there. There's a power box on it. So I was like, got it. Cool. Understand where we're going with this. Got it. Noted. So yeah, that's why I think tools are also really stupid. Become very disillusioned very quickly. Paranormal is a business too, and they all want to bring out the next big thing. to use apps or tools or whatever makes money. Absolutely. And that's also, I want to talk about consumerism in the paranormal with stuff like that. I also highly suggest, look at me plugging myself, watch, if you have the chance to watch my Blue Lady episode. I talk about paranormal tourism in there, and that is like in the hundreds of millions dollars industry. And it's because like they can take an abandoned building and they can just come up with a story and then include it on the mile walk that you go on, and they get money for it. So it's, and I'm not trying to say it's a bad thing. I think it's a really interesting thing for a town to be able to use their buildings like that and their history. But it is very interesting when you think about recent developments with places being bought, being sold, how much they're charging for them, for ghost hunting tours. So, yeah. Oh, the apps are the worst. Absolutely. I don't believe any apps at all. That's not true. The one that I found funny was when TikTok had that, like, filter that, like, showed, like, heat spots. Some of those were very creepy. Um, I don't necessarily believe that was a. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I don't necessarily believe that was a ghost. That's my other thing. I have this theory that everyone's like, it has to be paranormal, and I'm like, why can't we just say things are freaky? Like, why can't we go, ooh, that's creepy, and not like blame it on anything? Just like, ooh, that got a physical reaction out of me. That's creepy. That thing with the filters, I'm not saying it's a ghost. I might say it's a ghost jokingly, like to a friend, like, ooh, it's a ghost over there. Look at that. It's gonna get you. But like, I don't know. Like, it's just creepy. Just say it's creepy. It's okay. Doesn't have to have an explanation. Doesn't need to be a demon. It can just be a little creepy. People do get a little too overly in a tizzy for anything that is said. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's hard times. Okay, so in that one, that was a performance, lol. The ghostly stories, though, they were real. I mean, like, yeah, people have experiences of some kind. Can't always be explained. And that's also what I find interesting. Like, I think firsthand accounts are interesting too. In the way that, like, if it is something that like our mind made up, why did our mind make that up? And I think that's so interesting still. So like, I think that's kind of why I gravitated toward the skeptic community, because even if you go, actually that thing's not like what it was said to be, it's actually X, Y, and Z. The explanation to me is just as like interesting and just as entertaining as the baseline like story as is. It's like you can't. I think that's the thing. You can't ruin it for me because I still find it interesting, and then I go, why do we tell that story? What's going on there? Um, and that might also come from my love of folklore, because like for the most part, we agree that like most folklore stories, they were just tales that were told for XYZ reasons. But like that's what's so interesting. Why did we tell those tales? Why did we talk about them? And also just like simple things like you hear like this story and they're like, "Oh yeah, it was 50 years ago that this happened." And then you like, and they're like, "No, it was like 100 years ago." And just like the mismatching of details, and that's what makes like the story even grander. Like it becomes this like I went out fishing tale. I love it. I just love knowing the reason why we've possibly said some of these things. Some of these stories have possible reasons for dark, and I don't love the reasons, but I love finding out the reasons. Can I be weird and ask you if they are puffy clouds behind you? They are not puffy clouds. That's also not weird. They are rose, like fake flowers. Um, I got them because I thought I was gonna put sound paneling up there and then hang those from the sound paneling so it didn't look ugly. And then I ended up not hanging the sound panelings, but I felt like this needed something visual to like come together because it's so crowded over here. But I can't put anything over there because there's a door to a closet. I have to be honest that the ghost stuff is all a bit new to me. Never cared much about it. I'm more of a UFO guy, but also skeptical from a perspective. So that's the thing. Here's the thing. I am not a UFO girly. I think statistically there has to be life outside of ours. I'm not even going to say intelligent life. I just think there's life. I don't think they've visited me. And then the people who have talked to me about UFO stuff, maybe they just gave it in a bad way. Like they gave me information in a bad way. Because it always ends up being a little racist. It's always a little racist when they tell me stuff. Like I remember this one person was telling me that like reptilians are genetically designed to be violent. Like it's in their DNA to be violent. And I went, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that you said that. And I once had an argument with a person about the moon landing being fake and how they didn't think we had the science to go to the moon. And I'm not going to get into it because there are words that I can't say on YouTube about that. But yeah. So yeah, UFOs never really interest me. I do find it interesting that some people who believe in like aliens and UFO stuff, like come up with and think that everything that's paranormal is aliens. And I think that is such an interesting way to take things. Here you are. Jody Music, hi, welcome. It's okay. We still have some snacks to pass around. I personally experience in paranormal, but I'm useless with UFOs. Now I've got a very good friend, DJ, also huge into UFOs. Yeah, I'm not. I gotta diversify my portfolio and talk about aliens at some point, but like, I find it so hard. I love the roses, so thank you for saying no. Yeah, no, it's not. I got them. You probably don't have it where you are. I got these at Michael's. They had paneling for some reason, I guess to make like a floral wall. And I said, I'm not making a floral wall. I'm just going to make paneling. I do think there's life elsewhere, and I'm a see it or believe it myself kind of person. I get that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not that interested in it, unfortunately. I believe Roswell happened, but Kenny wouldn't let me talk about it. He would let you talk about that, or just in general wouldn't let you talk. Let me know. The chat keeps jumping, sorry. Yeah, there are all kinds of UFO weirdos. Yeah, I mean, there are weirdos everywhere. There are cryptid weirdos, there are ghost weirdos, there are UFO weirdos. They're all big weirdos, and that's why they like each other and go to conventions. Sometimes you need people to be weirdos with. Jody, been missing a bit from YouTube lately. Really enjoyed your Debunker Skeptic. Brain Scroll ate the title video. So well done. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That was my first premiere. Florio talked me into doing a premiere. I did the premiere. I was so excited for it. It's doing well by my standards. If you don't mind, I have to say it. As part of my new YouTube endeavor. Please like and comment on that, or just share it with a friend if you can, if you know anyone interested in that. But yeah, no, I was working on it for a while. I was really excited about the concept. I was so excited to talk to everybody. Thank you so much for complimenting it. It is truly my baby right now. I really, really loved working on that, and I hope to work with other people in the near future. Sorry, as I said, the chat keeps jumping. And the chat is jumping. Wait, who? Lizard people? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure on this. Incognito, they're reptilians? Yeah, they're like lizard people. Don't ask me, I'm not good at this. Okay, this was for you, Chris, so just pay attention. Roswell happened for sure, but I don't think there was aliens involved. I think that was a distraction, but I don't know enough about it. That's another thing. UFOs often go with conspiracy theories. I'm not a conspiracy theory girly. Some people are just too panicked and paranoid, and it's not me. Hi, Jody. Hello, Jody. Everyone's saying hello to Jody. Plushies are fab also. Thank you. Those are from, that one's from Costco specifically. But these other ones are all from like TJ Maxx Home Goods. Jumping. Hi all, I missed Rufus. Oh no. Let's see. Kenny shut me down. Yeah, that's fair. I've seen something in the sky that I could identify. Doesn't mean it's aliens. That's also very fair. Mr. Prism, have you ever heard of encounters of the fifth kind? Let me know about that. I said, I think Roswell happened, and he just bluntly looked at me in the camera and shouted, no. How very northeast coast of him. Couldn't say I wouldn't do the same. Sorry, let's get that back up. I'm not there either on conspiracy theories. I can't bandwagon, and I'm no good at no way at being paranoid. It's also like I feel like it falls apart so quickly the minute you go, why would you do that? And they're like, oh, they want to control you. I was like, they control you in other ways, my friend. They don't need to come up with this elaborate thing that probably costs a ton of money. There's this podcast called it's based off the stuff they want you to know, but it's called The Stuff They Don't Want You to Know, and they talk about like conspiracy history and stuff like that. And they said, and I've held this to my heart when thinking about conspiracy theories, the more people involved in a conspiracy, the less likely it is to stay secret. Therefore, if you're hearing like this whole like, oh, it's multiple governments doing things, it's probably not. We can't get any of our governments to agree on anything. Why would they all be working together for a new world order? Answer me that. The funny thing is, even the UFO debunkers have to go into conspiracy territory. Yeah, they do. And it's usually not nice to certain groups of people. That's all I'm saying. Fourth or fifth, CE4 is a horror movie. CE5 is a scam that Stephen Greer sells. I'm talking about CE5. I know Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind. I learned about CE5, and it was someone telling me this, and I was in a professional setting, as professional as it could be, and I did a lot of nodding, going, interesting. That is interesting. Those words would come right from your mouth. Oh, okay. Wait, there was a movie years ago. I see it in cinema, The Fourth Kind. That was interesting. Yes. So, like, from what I understand, Close Encounters, like, there's certain labels of Close Encounters. Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind is when aliens contact us, but Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind is when you contact the aliens. And their methods of doing so are very interesting. The person I was talking to was like, you need to be pure of heart, and they're sounds like we're going on a quest for the Holy Grail. You need to be pure of heart and golden in soul. And they were saying that like aliens live amongst us, but they don't want to like show themselves because they know we would be scared, and they're just waiting till like we're all peace and love to like reveal themselves. And then I was just like, why isn't what standard of morals do aliens have? Like, what makes you think that like my version of like love and peace is the same version of an alien has? It's not even the same version as like my husband or my next door neighbor has. Like, well, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? How can what value system does the aliens have? Someone explain this to me. But don't actually explain it to me because my eyes will gloss over a little bit. That's not true. You can explain it to me and I will pay attention and be respectful. I promise. Too much weird in normal life. Conspiracy theories are more than my brain can have time for. Too busy losing my keys. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Actually, I was thinking that I might do a couple of streams where I go over Shane Dawson when he was doing conspiracy theories and just talk about them, because if I already find them ridiculous, Shane Dawson telling me them will make me find them even more ridiculous. I lose my vapes instead of my keys. I lose vapes too. I don't vape. I think they run from me, Jody. I think they are out on the run and break free. Oh, the Stephen Greer method. To answer your question, yes, I know about the fifth kind. I wish I could believe in that stuff, but everything Greer touches is shit. He truly is King Midas in reverse. I just find it so fascinating what people try to tell me sometimes. Incognito, they are trying to join the missing socks from my laundry. Everyone knows the missing socks are taken from the monsters at Monsters Inc. Just saying. Oxalotl isn't alien enough for me, and they are cute as plushies. That is true. Do you ever, is this just me and my weird brain? Sometimes I look at animals that are like foreign to me, and I'm like, you're a weird one. Like nothing about you see, like they almost become like, it almost becomes like an uncanny valley. The best one I do was like elephants and giraffes specifically. Like thinking about like, if I had come from a foreign planet and I'd never seen creatures like this, and I saw like a human, and then I saw like a bird, and then I saw like a dog and a cat, and then an elephant, I'd be like, what's wrong with this one? What happened? Yeah, some shower thoughts, right before bed thoughts, when I'm not having paranoia, as we all know. Jody, the odd sock hurts my soul so bad I can't cope. Yeah, we have a pile of lost socks waiting for their loved ones to come home. I'm going to tell you something about the fifth kind off air later. I never say it publicly. Oh. I was going to make a joke, but it'd be inappropriate, so I won't do that. The fish in the deepest part of the sea with the light on its head, that's odd. Yeah, no, squids. Squids are horrifyingly alien. Our missing sock stuff got an upgrade. I have a lot of pairs of socks with different lengths. I know on the Paranormal Monkey podcast, they had a woman on yesterday. Was it yesterday? Talking about like fairies. I don't believe in the fae, but I like to use them as a convenient excuse for a lot of things. So, for example, socks changing length, that's a fae thing. That definitely. Like, I don't believe in them, but I think you should also, like, put a sweet candy near your, where you do your laundry and see if that stops happening. Don't get me started about animals. Okay. What do you mean? Wait, I know you said not to, but also what do you mean? I can't, it burns, Jody. It's just for the it's just for the public. Mine get to heave ho after a short wait time. Oh, okay. You don't it's not dirty, Joan. Why? I never. No, I was saying the joke I was gonna make was not appropriate for myself to make to a newer audience. Maybe once you get to know me a little bit, my humor will be more okay. Deep sea animals can be nightmare fuel. Eek. Yes, I love animals. They're pretty cool. Yeah, we have some kind of sock hating being in our house. Yeah, no, it sounds. So at our house, it's either a fairy or a ghost. More typically a ghost. Because, actually, this goes back to something I think Chris said in the live. Oh, yeah, about fearing the living. One of my biggest fears is that someone is secretly living in my house. So I would rather it be a ghost than someone frogging. And constantly, if I hear a bump in the night, I'm like, that better be a ghost. I don't, I don't wanna know. Please be a ghost. So yeah. Da, da, da. And I'm only after learning about Uncanny Valley, and I get confused. Me, it's the toe monster prism. Okay, just the best way I've ever heard the Uncanny Valley described was in a Smithsonian article, and it was talking about if you go and you're sitting at a tree, and you put your hand down to touch the root of the tree, but then you look down and see it's a snake. The uncanny valley is the moments between you thinking it's a root and knowing it's a snake. That is the uncanny valley. Chris finds that hilarious. The toe monster is Peepo emote. I saw licks a foot. I nominated that about 2 years ago. I don't like that. I don't like kissing feet. Joan, it's YouTube. Just dive to the deep end, sink or swim. No. I'm going to do what I want. Meh. I give my orphan socks to friend's child to make doll clothes. Exorcism achieved. That's so cute. That's so nice. Aha, Jody. That's a good call. It is a good call. My friend done her PhD finals on this Uncanny Valley, and I still can't get the freak out. That's fair. So also one of my other fears, sharing time, is dolls. That's my like, this is stupid, but I don't like, but I'm like really freaked out about it, is like porcelain dolls. And I was looking into it, and like a lot of people say that it's dolls are due to the Uncanny Valley. But there was also another theory that we don't like dolls because as human beings with our frontal lobes, there are mirror neurons. These mirror neurons are like why you yawn when someone else is yawning. Or like if someone starts to whisper, why you also start to whisper out of nowhere, and you'll get into that thing. You're like, why are we whispering? It's the mirror neurons. We, to an extent, mimic people when we're talking to them. But our brains are highly sensitive to too much mimicking or not enough mimicking. So like if someone's full on copying you, your brain goes, that's weird, I don't like it. But if you're not doing anything, your brain's also goes, that's weird, I don't like that. What's going on there? So with dolls, there's not enough mimicking, but there is some mimicking, and that is holding eye contact. So because dolls can hold eye contact with you, your brain is registering it as a person, and then it's going, wait, something's not right with this person, and like it creates a fear response. Whew, I'm getting behind in the chat now. I would like a pet skunk or possum. They're cute, and dolls aren't for me. Never ever into them. Yes. If you like hearing about pet skunks, I just finished recording. No, I just finished editing an episode. It's probably I know it's gonna come out in January. To check that episode out when it comes out in January. We talk about skunks briefly. Since we're sharing afraid of bad drivers and serial killers, those are good fears to have. That isn't like my doll fear at all. Porcelain dolls can sleep in the countryside very far from me. I'm cool. Yeah, no, I don't like them. They make me feel bad. And I also don't like mannequins. Really freak me out. Not like the store mannequins that like don't have a face, but like when I went to the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum like years ago, there was like a wax figure. I think it's more wax figures. Wax figures creep me out. I don't like them. They're gonna get up. They're gonna try to shake my hand. I don't like it. Don't come to Ireland. Fear bad drivers central. I don't know. I actually really liked the driving in Ireland, but mostly we stayed on highways. So that was the other thing. We were a little freaked out about doing the small roads. Because here in the US, we have very big vehicles, so we're not used to smaller vehicles. And it wasn't so bad, but also I will say, I'm not going to say all of New Jersey has bad drivers. We do have our bad drivers. Not, I know. Don't know how to do a merge. It's very annoying. But we are very decisive drivers. So it comes off very aggressive when we're driving. So maybe that's why I was like, yeah, they seem fine. Who cares? They weren't yelling at me. The thing I did have to like get over in Ireland was you say like you honk to say thank you, and we don't do that here. So like we would like honks for thanks, and we'd be like, we squaring up? What's going on? What are we doing? Just kidding. We would never do that. I actually own a 3-foot tall set of Raggedy Ann and Andy my mom made for me when I was 6 years old. Do y'all still want to be friends? That's not bad. Like, I know those are like dolls, and they don't necessarily, the size is a bit much. That like freaks me out a little bit. But like only if it was like laying next to me. I think like if you just had it on a chair somewhere, that wouldn't bother me. You know what does bother me? Does anyone know, or does anyone remember those like hide and seek dolls? Like they were just like little like statues of like, it looked like kids, and they like, you put them against the wall and they look like they're covering their eyes to play hide and seek. I don't like those. You could get rid of those. Those are not fun. Serial killers, I'll say that I'm not sure we get too many overtime as USA. I'll say that I am not sure we get too many overtime as USA. I mean, we have, I think there are several uncaught serial killers currently. Some in like Chicago and stuff like that. But I don't know. Okay. I'm not afraid of the dark, but I am uncomfortable in the dark. I actually subconsciously don't look around dark rooms before flipping the switch. It's weird. I don't fully blame you for that. I can understand why you would want to like be able to see. I do a weird thing where if the lights are off, I also close my eyes and feel around in the hallway. I don't know why. I guess I feel better if the darkness is on my terms and not on anyone else's. Dark bothered me for years. You can flash to the main beam headlights. Oh, yeah, to me, if you do that, like specifically where I live, it either means there's a police officer nearby, or your headlights aren't on, or there's a deer nearby. So we have a lot of deer that run out in the road, especially during rut season in the fall. Jody, they're fine in your home and not here. I love plushies. They are my favorite. I have a massive collection. I don't have as many plushies. Like, these are decorations, but I don't have as many anymore because I have 2 dogs, and one of the dogs will consider that his toy. I keep them contained. Dognito, do you keep them in a box, in a glass box, with a tarot card that makes no sense on there? Thank you, Jody. Yeah, you keep that. You make sure you send a priest every 3rd Friday or whatever. Bless that. Keep those Raggedy Anns and Raggedy Andys in there. That feels offensive to call them that now, does it not? We do that also. All you said is very rare, but sometimes for deer too. But also, thank you is another one. Yeah. Oh, that's not true. Sometimes like flashing the lights means like I'm letting you go, like go ahead. That's another one. It's interesting. Languages and car languages are interesting. So I've been going over 2.5 hours, which is major. I usually edit these down to put out next week. So I think I might do this in 2 parts. One with like editing the video, and then one with editing like the chat later on, which is good for me. Thanks for giving me 2 videos, everyone. I really appreciate that. Let's say 10 more minutes, and then I gotta wrap it up because I have a day job. Anyone else? You got any questions, comments, concerns? Am I putting you on the spot now? Do you feel nervous? Do you feel too exposed? Do you feel seen? What is it? What's going on? It's easy to get carried away on live when the chat is popping. Yes. Popping bottles in the ice. Like a blizzard. Speaking of which, we got like a snowstorm. Not really a snowstorm. We had snow. So in other words, I need to hush. You don't need to hush. You can always take this comments back to my comment section and or follow me on Instagram, Blue Sky, or Facebook, or Threads. I'm also on there, and we can keep the chat going there. My YouTube voice. Thank you for this. No, thank you for this. Thanks for coming on. It's 6 a.m. here. Did I keep you awake? I really hope I didn't. Everyone should go to bed at a reasonable hour. But it's my birthday. Don't care. Oh my God. Happy birthday. Everyone, say happy birthday immediately, right now. Say happy birthday. Jody did it. Jody did it. Okay. I appreciate your time and education. Thank you. Oh my God. Happy getting older day. Yeah, we love a happy birthday. Happy birthday. I feel like I finally know who Ladies Fright that keeps saying hi in chats. Yeah, I'm always there. I'm just chilling. I'm just hanging out. Just screaming into the void, hoping someone notices me. Notice me, senpai. Thank you. You're very welcome. I really hope that you're starting your day and not ending your day. I hope you have the happiest of birthdays and that your clothes smell fresher than usual and that your morning beverage of choice tastes a little bit more flavorful. That's what I hope for you on your birthday. It's it's 4:20. You go to sleep. Guys, go to sleep. It's bedtime. Do you need me to sing you a lullaby? Happy birthday. Enjoy China Blood. Jody, I enjoyed it so much. You know I enjoy when you come and talk. Dragon Ranger, hiding this whole time. Maybe. I don't know that. But thank you for coming, Dragon Ranger, and thank you for saying happy birthday. No, I'm ending my day. Okay, well, I hope you have the softest and coolest pillow right now. Or if you want to be a warm blanket, I hope you have the sweetest of dreams. Dragon's been lurking. I appreciate that. Never let him know your next move. So yeah, wrapping this up. As I said, actually I should put that in now. I'm gonna put the. Let me go back so I actually have the right one. No, hey, stop it. Thank you. I'm going to put in Lizardmeninc's YouTube in the chat. Please be sure to go check it out. He has, as I mentioned, Obelisk out as a short series. I believe it's still continuing. The last one was made last month that we just watched. But he also has fun things on here like Skibbity Toilet analog horror animation. Go check it out. So I highly suggest doing so. Time for the biggest sleepies. Please have a great rest, everyone. Be safe and all that stuff. Please make sure to like the stream if you haven't done so already. I'm trying out this new thing that I just put in my most recent video. I filmed the videos far in advance because I'm afraid that I'm not going to get them out in time. So you won't see this for a while, but I'm trying something new. They tell you to have a something that brings people back, something that makes people feel special when you ask them to a call of action. So my new call of action is going to be if you like, subscribe, or comment on this video, you will be 10% more. 10% more. That could be 10% smarter, 10% funnier, 10% better at that one party trick that you do, 10% better smelling. Who knows? Who knows? You won't know what 10% more you're getting until you like, comment, and or subscribe. You can do all the three, actually. But yeah, also if you want to find me, as I mentioned, you can click the link tree in the bio. I'm on YouTube, obviously. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. Come follow me there. Sometimes I say things that are kind of interesting. I do live streams every other Tuesday starting right now. We'll see if it's more popular. Maybe I'll add on a second night. But as I said, I really appreciate that. Let's see. Everyone's saying thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Good times. Have a good night. Leash Freight. Yeah. So this is actually a rebrand of. I used to do Ladies Fright as a podcast long ago. This is a rebrand. The sign off used to be, because this is Ladies Fright. Oh, what a fright! But we've put that to rest because that was with other people. So solo, it's just some lady talking about some frights. I really appreciate that. I am going to go to bed. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Be safe. Be healthy. Keep on partying. Or go to bed. Either one. Night.